moving forward to anything, I would like to have, your opinion and your understanding of what do you think personal finance is. So, can you guys help me by sharing your understanding of personal finance? So anyone can raise hand and participate. And if your mic doesn't work, you guys you can share your thoughts in the chat box. Any volunteer? What we understand about personal finance? What is personal finance? What is your understanding? Which topics and which concepts and which things include the domain of personal finance? No thought sharing? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, Abdul Rauf.
Can I speak?
Yes, please.
So personal finance basically, it comes into my mind कि आप अपने घर का बजट किस तरीके से बनाते हैं, आपकी जो सैलरी है या आपका जितना भी आप मंथली इनकम करते हैं, आप उसको किस तरीके से चैनलाइज कर सकते हैं डिफरेंट नीड्स और वांट्स के अंदर.
Okay, the household budget you're referring to. And if I further specify my question, that what do you think are your personal finance objective? So what are the personal finance objective for a person, particularly sitting here in our session? Abdul, would you continue, please?
आई थिंक सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज ये होती है कि आप अपनी सिर्फ नीड्स के ऊपर काम ना कर रहे हो, बट आप अपने ऊपर कहीं पे इन्वेस्ट भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है ना. मतलब आपके पास जितना भी पोर्शन आता है आप उसको सेव करके अपनी नीड्स तो पूरी कर लेते हैं, लेकिन जहाँ पे बात आती है कि किसी ऐसी कोई बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी आती है, कहीं पे ऐसे कोर्सेज आते हैं जो आपने करना होता है, वहां पे इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात आती है, तो माय पर्सनल फाइनेंस गोल भी नहीं कि मैं अपना इतना सेव कर लूं कि मैं अपनी डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर, पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर या किसी बिजनेस के लिए कुछ पैसे सेव कर सकूं.
Okay, I have shared a screen that is depicting different metaphor, different pictures. If I ask you guys, so it is basically referring to different aspects of financial management. So it is tracking your finance, but what is your objective normally? It may be, as Abdul Hasib explained, that it is not only to meet his financial needs, but it also helps to secure your future prospects, etc. But the definition or the concepts or the objectives of participants, I observed in my recent experience, is well diversified. So it may be just managing that you are not cash out during your time. And surprisingly, some people said that my personal finance objective is to strengthen enough myself so I could support others. And on a very abstract side, some believe that it is how I want to achieve peace of mind, right? And last but not least, but one of the not very much appreciated, but some people want to gather money or collect money just for the sake of increasing their wealth. So why I'm trying to explain these 7 different objectives, not very much distinct, but overlapping maybe. But these 7 objectives would define what is personal finance for you, and your definition of personal finance would be what tools and techniques you need to manage these financial resources for your life. So the first thing is that you must have to, for a better personal financial management, you must have very much clear objective what you want to achieve through the personal financing, right? I think it is clear. So your objective is more important, because if you are learning a lot of tools and techniques, but you have no clarity what you want to achieve using those tools and techniques, resultantly, you would not achieve anything. So first thing, because it is not as, most of the people are not as interactive on online session as in the class, but I think this summarizes, and if you can take screenshot of this slide, you can make a reference point to define your personal finance objectives. Yeah. Before I move to other slides, you guys may ask if you have, it is not, you can share your insight on this thought. Yeah. So can anyone share his or her personal finance objective other than Abdul Hasi, because he has explained well it?
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Sir, my personal finance objective is to always earn or always spend less than I earn.
Why?
Because in that thing will make a room for uncertainties, or like if I need to invest in some courses, I would have a lump sum amount, like.
Yeah.
So
you want to spend less than what you earn because you want to save money for some future courses. And if I say why you want to do future courses, what would be your answer?
Self-development, sir.
Okay. So it is definitely. So if you ask, and when we ask this question, more than 80-90% people explain hows, but not whys. And over focus is on whys, to clear over why. So whatever your answer is, ask why I need this. And after 2 or 3 whys, you will reach on more refined objective of yours. So if I would understand Hamad Wakar, he's saying that I want personal financial management with an objective of personal development. And spending less is not an objective. Spending less may be a tool or maybe a way to approach your objective. So I normally prefer everyone spend some time to refine it. Obviously, in this short session, we would not be doing that, but I would advise and I would suggest you write the first activity that we'll be doing after this session is clarification of your personal finance, right? And be candid, because if you are not candidly or honestly defining your objective, you would not be able to achieve those. So let's move on for this specifying it. The need for personal financial management, it may be for financial security or independence. And definitely, as Hamad was also explaining, it is by managing how you are getting from your resources as your income, how much you are spending, how much you are saving, and how much you are investing. The second most important thing is we need to understand the difference between savings and investment. And the effective financial management needs investing strategies, not only saving strategies. We'll talk about it in detail on later slides. Saving means you have something, but that money is not helping you to achieve further resources for you. Yeah. So the whole thing summarizes to a simple, very simple 2-step process, what we want to manage and how to manage that. And if at this stage I ask you, what do you think? Which of the picture explains your financial resources? So because you guys are saying that personal financial management mean managing your financial resources, which of these pictures best reflects your understanding of your financial resources? Or which of the picture is least relevant to financial management domain?
I think all are related to each other.
Who is speaking? Hamad?
No, Muhammad Saad.
Muhammad Saad. Saad, you
Wha-
think that time is also a resource that need to be managed through personal finance?
Yes, time is one of the key factor.
Hmm.
Time, your physical health, like even like I believe any of the ingredient is missing, you cannot achieve.
So if you just, I mean, just reflect on your learning in last 10 minutes, more than 90 or 95% of the time, we are trying to manage just hard cash, the financial resources. And we normally skip the time, the physical health thing, the relationship we have, the knowledge we can utilize for this thing, and most importantly, time. I mean, time is our life. So the first thing we need to appreciate is personal financial management does not narrowly focus on liquidity, on cash management, on financial resources. It is to manage all of your resources. Uh, yes, Hamad, you raise hand. You have a question.
Sir, I was also thinking the same, like liquidity is only related to personal finance. I can't,
Yeah.
sir, I'm unable to relate these all factors to personal finance, sir. Can you
So
please
you,
explain that?
yeah. So why time and other, I mean, factors relate to financial resources, right? This is your question.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So who would help Hamad and myself explaining how these other resources relates the domain of personal finance? So let's see how our colleagues help us. Anyone? Is the
Sir,
question clear? Yeah. Who is speaking?
sir, Nida.
Yes, Nida, please.
Sir, I think physical. First of all, I will start with physical health. That if you have a physical, if you're healthy, then you can do work and produce more finance. So it is the key. I think it is an essential factor. Time and physical health are the main factors behind personal finance management.
Yeah.
Finance. So then we come to like mindset. This is a mindset which asks you to do things and what are priorities and what are not your priorities, what you have to do and what is the to-do list right now and what you have to focus in this time and what are the short-term goals, long-term goals for this finance and what you have to earn, what you want to do. All these things come over your mindset. Then there is knowledge. When you have a mindset, good mindset for like whatever you want to do, so your mind will ask you to do, resilience will ask you to do the things, and from that you will acquire knowledge. The knowledge will be the base of all the finance you are earning, because if you are doing a job, someone is hiring you because of the knowledge and skills you have. So knowledge is the base behind all the finance you're
Yeah.
producing.
Right,
After,
right.
yeah.
And
And
if I create an analogy to explain and relate things, Nida finally explain the concepts. But if you can think about a factory, right? The plant and machinery is important aspect of financial management. And what is your personal machinery? What is your personal plant and machinery? Your personal plant is your body. So if you are not maintaining your body, that is the real beast creating wealth for you, then definitely you would struggle. And it is very common, and you would have read many thoughts on it, that most of the people fail to maintain their capacity to operate at certain level. And if I say physical health is a computer that will create wealth for you, then knowledge is a software in that computer, or knowledge is the software or built-in program in that plant and machinery, right? So, for example, I completed my ACCA back in 2003. And after a couple of years, I started realizing that now this knowledge is going to obsolete. Then I completed my C in 2007, and continuously, recently, I completed my executive MBA as well. And I'm very frequently doing courses online from different universities. And that question is why? Why I'm doing it? Because I'm selling knowledge. Yeah, I'm helping people to overcome their problems. And my plant and machinery is my physical health, is my knowledge, is my collaboration, is my network. Yeah. And the other aspect that is very important is that if you ask me, what is the least important resource in the personal financial management? Would you guess my answer? What is the least important resource?
Collaboration.
Collaboration from Nida. Who else?
Money. Liquidity, I guess.
Shahzad says, Ali Shahzad says is financial resources. Who else? I mean, you should express whatever your thoughts are. So don't be shy. Hamad, you wanted to say something. We're going to listen.
Liquidity, sir. Liquidity.
Right. Say, let me take a few questions from the chat as well. Ali Shahzad say money is. So you know what thoughts we are. You guys are saying. You guys are saying that in personal financial management, finance is least important. Right? Finance is least important, and that concept of overs is basically limiting us. And in my thoughts, I mean, you guys may disagree, have your own opinion, but I would agree with the people saying money is the least important resource for your personal financial management. Yeah. And once you start thinking from this side, so I don't say you agree with me, but I would say that you at least give some time to think from my perspective. Yeah. And it is another activity. I mean, you should write all the activities I'm suggesting on your paper, so you can perform these activities after the session, and I will be available, inshallah, in the future as well to help you in personal basis as well. So there is a book I normally recommend in all of my session is What I Wish I Knew When I Was 20. Let I write this name, What I Wish I Knew When I Was. So this book is written by a Stanford professor, and I would strongly advise you read at least the first chapter every morning for 7 days at least. So because the first reading you are just familiarizing, and second, third, and further reading will help you to create your further ideas about it, right? So it is the other important lesson, personal financial man. If you are just focusing cash, you will be just focusing cash, and you will be losing all of your other resources, right? For example, I am going to give, for example, 1 hour to you. This 1 hour, I mean, the sum of all my time is my life. So it is the most perishable inventory in the world is time, right? And the inventory is what you sell and earn money from the market. Whether you are doing, teaching, or you are doing some employment, or you are an entrepreneur, time is the most perishable resource in the world that you have to manage, right? And it is directly linked. And collaboration, I would say, someone also said collaboration may be least important. I think collaboration is one of the most important resource that can create cash for you. For example, when I started our recent startup, that is the Evolve Learning Hub, and for that I needed one software that is an audit software from a Singapore company, and my requirement would be 50 user licenses, and the cost around 10,000 plus per annum per year, so $10,000 per year. And then I met a few people, and through I approach them and I give them a proposal that I can help you to, if you collaborate with me, I can help you to launch and market your product in Pakistan, because I will be using your software for training people in the country. And they understood the whole proposition, and they gave me all 50 user licenses free of cost. So through this, professional collaboration, I created, you can say, $10,000 per year. Yeah. Otherwise, I would go for the $10,000 in the market. So we need to understand, I mean, all these 7 points are not in a priority. They are, they work in a very perfect symmetry, right? So all of them are important. I can put example for each and everything, but I would love you think example about this. And the resilience and mindset is also a very critical aspect, because it is not the physical condition of the environment that make you sick. It is your thinking. It is the ideas you are spending most of your time talking about, which create or which create, you can say, your sickness, right? Yes, Hamad, you raised hand.
Add on the connection and collaboration factor, that founder of OpenAI, Sam Altman, he was able to raise $200 million in first round. That was through collaborations and connections, because he didn't have the money, but he had the idea to revolutionize every industry through AI. So that was also through this factor, sir.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So now we understand what is our objective of personal finance and what we have to manage to achieve this objective. And let we next move to the next thing, that is how we can manage it. What we need. Do we need a skill set or we need a mindset? What are your thoughts?
So, first, sir, mindset, and along with that, skill set, sir. Skills like.
Mindset is also important. Yeah. Anyone else?
I think mindset is more important than skill set. If you have the skill set but you have lagging in mindset, it may be harmful also.
Yeah. So German philosopher Nietzsche said once that if you know why, then you can create any type of house. And why is basically a product and outcome of your mindset. And how is your skill set, right? So, but what type of mindset we need? Mindset doesn't limit to what we think, right? It is not just positivity or motivational speeches we need. It has a bigger connotation, yeah? It is a financial discipline in your life. It is, I mean, the you can say the long-term thinking, or you can refer to the gratitude of delayed benefits. Yeah. Proactive versus forward-looking. Do you take responsibility or not? Yeah. How much resourcefulness you think you have? So, I mean, even when we talk to the people, we are living in an environment, in a world that is too fast. And as a result, we are not giving enough time to the clarity of the things or the why behind our actions. And that's one of the reasons we are unable to achieve those targets. And for it, we need a mindset that provides us financial discipline. When I say financial discipline, what comes to your mind? What would be the financial discipline? Yeah. Yes,
It
Avais?
is basic.
Yeah, I think it's just managing the money and don't spend too much when you have a lot of money. As I came here in Australia, I got a lot of money and then I just spend it without thinking like where should I save it? How can I save it? I think in my mindset, you have to spend it by very carefully, and like you have to make some assets which can like grow along the time. I think that sort of thinking
So
comes
it
in my
is,
mind.
yeah, what Avas is suggesting, yes, it is related to financial discipline, but it is the top of the iceberg, right? It is how you achieve financial discipline. But what is mindset of financial discipline? You know, some people, for example, if I refer to two mindset, one is the corporate mindset, which is incorporated into the causation entrepreneurial model, and second is the effectuation based entrepreneurship model. And the main difference is that in the mindset is that in causation model, we believe that we have limited resources. But in effectuation model, we believe that we have unlimited resources available to us. The only thing is that we need to comprehend their presence and utilize them for our benefits. So these two mindsets would give you a totally different outcomes. Yeah. So you can say it is not your, it is your belief system, but not a theoretical belief or stagnant belief, but belief in action. Yeah. Some people don't use credit cards because they don't want to spend their future earnings to get short-term benefits. But in some cultures, credit card is very common. So it is the mindset behind this sort of financial decision making. So it is mindset behind financial management. So when you say mindset, it doesn't mean how we'll achieve. Similarly, we should be proactive because most of the decisions we normally made in our personal finance domain are correct decision, but made at the wrong time. Yeah. So you have to make correct decision, but not too late. So you need to follow a very proactive approach in your personal financial management. And the fourth point is again very important, that you should develop a mindset, a personality that is open and candid to take responsibility of your actions. If you cannot take responsibility of your actions would not improve, your decisions would not improve, right? So reflection is critical thing. And on the skill side, I mean, it's easier to explain skill side because everyone have already understanding about how we can achieve. And why side and the mindset was a bit difficult thing. So we have different tools, like we can use Excel and other tools, spreadsheet tools for planning and budgeting. Then we can use software, etc., to keep record of our organizations. I'm also our company is also providing tax services to our clients in Pakistan and in other countries. And when at the end of the year, we prepare tax returns for different clients, and we ask about details of different transactions. They don't know why they made transactions. Sometimes they have those transactions not in their conscious brain as well. That means you have no record of what you are doing. So if you have no record of what you are doing, you cannot reflect upon it. You cannot identify your mistakes. You cannot take their ownership. So we advise them, if you have frequent transactions, then you should spend some money to maintain the record keeping and the transaction management of your business as well, because that would provide you a framework for your future decision making. Then rational decision making. All economic theories believe that humans make rational decisions. How many of us believe that we make only rational decisions? Let I rephrase my question. Do you believe that
most of our decisions are irrational?
Are rational or irrational?
Sir, I would say that we make emotional decisions more than rational decisions, because humans are more to be emotional than rational most of the times.
Yeah, and if I ask, how many of you love chocolates everyone would raise his hand. Eating a lot of chocolate is a rational decision or not? Yeah. And if I ask, how many of you have smoking habits? So it is an increasing percentage, but it is not a rational decision. So one thing is important to understand, that all tools and techniques we use in our personal financial management are with the underlying assumption that humans make rational decisions. So we need to understand that how to incorporate the irrational side of this human beast. Monitoring and evaluation tools and wealth creation skills. Yeah. In the initial slide, I talked about saving versus investment. So it is all about investments rather than saving just for the sake of saving. Yeah. Let me move a bit further. So because we have to understand the whole framework. So I am using a very simple examples, and we are not going to practice hands-on in the class, but you guys can do it after that. So this is one of the most simple but powerful tool that is cash flow management. And I normally advise my participants that you should make this dashboard screenshot of your mobile. I mean, wallpaper of your mobile, because seeing is believing. You would know a lot of stories where people were in difficult financial positions, but still they made a decision that was not wiser in this given financial crisis. And when we asked them, why did you make this decision while you don't have money? He said, I forgot. When I was making a decision, it was not in my mind. So you need to, like the example I'm showing you, the net cash flow position is mostly negative. For example, month one, net cash flow negative, second month negative, and in third month, overall cumulative balance is then negative. So if these figures are not always in your mind, you will be making wrong decisions. Yeah. So I mean, making these spreadsheets are much easier. It takes time, but it's much easier because these are the transactions you have in your record. For example, what are the sources of income for you, right? I prepared these slides from a student perspective, but you guys can replace these heads with the more appropriate titles for you as entrepreneurs or as earning professionals. So for students, it's, for example, scholarship, it's pocket money from the parents, it's a part-time job they do and earn some salary, and whatever other sources you have. Make wiser and very careful estimates and see what is the future confirmed income for you. So I would say divide your future income into confirmed income and the contingent income. So confirmed income, for example, whether you work or not, you'll get the scholarship. You will get pocket money from your parents. You have a fixed salary income agreement with your employer. But at the same time, you may have some cash flows which are not 100% confirmed, right? For example, you can work overtime to get more money, but will there be the opportunity available for you to work extra hours? So for those transactions, you should put them in. So again, labels are not very much relevant here for your perspective, but what are the contingent inflows, right? And then this will give you the total monthly inflows for the coming months. Yeah. And then we'll talk about outflows. And again, outflows are divided between confirmed outflows. You have to be a mandatory ones and the optional one. So in the mandatory ones, we have fee, we have to commute to our office and to the colleges, etc. Then food and living costs, the bare minimum. And then there are some optional expenses, like you have monthly dinner with friends, you can do it and you can skip it. You have shopping wish list, so you can do it or you cannot do it. You can skip it. So when you put all of your, you can say these numbers are quantification of your future plans. So once you quantify all of your future plans, it can give you a very clear picture that what is the excess short cash you would have or the cash shortage in the coming months. And if you make this, for example, you can further reduce it to your mobile screen. But if it is in your mobile screen, it is possible that you would not make irrelevant decisions. I mean, if you understand that there is a cash negative and you can see it every time you open your mobile, there are bright chances that this fact, this reality would stop you making the bad decision. Yeah. So tool is simple, but how to internalize that tool into your personality, into your mindset, into your thinking is what we are talking about. Any comment till now on it? So I will share these slides with you as well, so you can as a reference point. But these slides are not the exclusive framework for you. It is a framework to push you think more relevant tools for you for your personal financial management. Any thoughts on it? Any stories you can link that yes, I have a practice of it, and or I don't have a practice of it? Okay, let's move
I've
on.
heard this for the first time.
The cash flow thing or the idea to make it your wallpaper?
The idea to make it our wall.
Yeah. So it is, I mean, another smaller version where all the breakup is not available, right? But only important numbers are reflected. You can further reduce it. It is all, it is an Urdu proverb, aankh ojal, pahad ojal, which means out of sight, out of mind. So if these numbers and if the financial troubles you have in your life are out of your sight, that means your decisions would be not in line with your financial constraints. Yeah. And you have heard people saying like Warren Buffett and other investors that the first $1 million and first $1 lakh is important. And you should translate from over economic perspective, you can say the first 10 million rupees are important, right? And this mindset is important for the initial or for the kickstart things. I put some, light on it, but I think the basic record keeping of your transactions cannot be overemphasized. It's always important. And the people, I knew a lot of people who are not accountant, who are not financial educational background, but they have a diary in which they are recording all of their inflows, outflows, etc. And they regularly review it, how much they saved and how much. So you need to spend some quality time with the numbers or with the financial planning things. It is said that if you don't give time to a task, or if you don't give time to some projects, that project or task would be destroyed just because you are not giving quality time to that. So you can say these are the basic tools, but plays critical role in personal financial management. Nowadays, a lot of accounting software available. You can use those software. Some of them are free, available online, available on apps. So you have to build a habit of recording all of your transactions, so you can see what is the total outcome of your decisions.
But it will
It
be very
is
difficult if we will make transaction of everything that we are doing. But yes, we can divide portions. Okay, this is for my saving, this is for my home use. But if you will go on micro level, it will be very difficult.
it is difficult, and the difficulty level would rise if someone has no habits of it. Yeah. And when we interviewed some people who are non-accountant, non-finance background, and they are maintaining it, we asked, it's a very difficult thing. They said, no, it is my routine, it is my daily habit, it's much easier for me. So yeah, it may be difficult to start any discipline, any practice.
It is only for the like businesses, or you mean this practice for the personal life as well?
No, I'm suggesting in businesses we're doing, I'm referring to the personal life. So for
But in
example, the
personal
cash flow. Yes, sir, please
in
continue.
personal life, in personal life, there is also a religious perspective that
Yeah,
that don't count things. Otherwise, barakah will be lifted. Yes, you can segregate into sections. Okay, this is my saving for my future saving. This is for my home. But if you will go on very micro level, like how I can indulge these two?
yeah. Oh, I mean, you ask a very, I mean, relevant question. And I would ask you a counter question to respond to this
Okay,
query. There is a concept of zakah in Muslim religion, yeah, in Islam.
true. Yes.
And how I can calculate my zakat if I don't know how much I have in my pocket and how much I have to receive from others and how much I owe to others and what is the current value of the assets I purchased 10 years back. And if I have gold, what is the current value of gold? So to pay a zakah, how you can manage it without going into these numbers?
I don't know. You, I need to think about it. But really, yes, it is a good counter question.
Let I give another example. In accounting, the most easy form of accounting we use in businesses in Pakistan and all over the globe, that is called historical cost accounting, in which we record transactions on the price we purchase them, right? Uh,
Hmm.
and the most difficult type of accounting is current cost accounting. We normally don't use it even in businesses because current cost accounting requires to report all of your assets on the current cost. It's a difficult thing because it's required a lot of time, investment of resources, etc. And Islam requires for zakat calculation current cost accounting, not historical cost accounting. Yeah, so
Okay.
it is required.
Okay,
And
but zakat is on your saving. Like here we are discussing like the transaction that we are doing. Let's say if I have like I agreed on this part. If we should from a religious perspective we should do okay, this much I am going to saving it for my future. This one I am going to give my sadaqah. But let's say I gave 20% for my home expenses. After that, these expenses, if I will count it, yes, it will help me to buy next time more cheaper grocery, but the concept in Islam is don't count and don't count, otherwise barakah will be lifted. So that was the question. And zakat is on the money that you have in the form of saving.
yeah, and how you calculate saving?
Saving, of course, I'm not I agree with this point that we should do some record, but my point
Yeah,
was for the home, we if we will go on the micro level, it is something that is
yeah,
different
I
from.
totally agree. Yeah, I totally support your point, but to calculate saving, I
Apart
need to
from,
record. Yeah.
yes, for saving we
Can I
should
add
do.
on
For
this, sir?
saving, yes.
Yes. Who wanted
Sir,
to add on?
this same question, me, sir, Ahmed.
Yeah.
So this same question was also asked to Mufti Tariq Masood, sir, a great scholar in Islam, sir.
Yeah.
So he also suggested that this doesn't overlap with the barakat factor. Like you should keep a record of your expenses. Like he told his example that I have 4 wives and I have 4 homes. So if I don't keep a record, so how I will know how much to give to each home and the spending and each thing. So he said that it doesn't overlap with the barakat factor that we have in Islam.
Yeah. And I think
Ma-
it depends. It depends on the context in which someone is responding to, right? For example, I mean, I'm not a scholar. I'm not a religious scholar, so I'm really reluctant to express anything that can be construed as my opinion. I have no opinion on the religious things. Scholars can help us. But there are 2 or 3 questions I would say you write on your paper, and you can get the answers of those questions and make your own better decision. First is, what is the source of these things? Like counting reduces, etc. So we can see what's the source and what is the context. Because context, for example, the context of over today's discussion is financial planning. So whatever I'm saying is in the context of financial planning. Yeah. So if you use my answers without this context, they would be very difficult to understand and absorb. So, and the last thing is that keep in touch with me and let me know how you solve these queries. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Coming back.
but can we, like Hamad said, okay, that he's having 4 wives and he's keeping record of 4. My point was, okay, let's you assign 10,000 or 20,000 rupees to one family. After that, don't go on the micro details. This was the point. I'm not saying that, okay, don't do this. Yes, make the file, but after that, don't go deeply for the expenses, especially the expenses that you are doing in the home. Uh, Rest of
Okay,
the things.
I think we should move to the next topic with the one comment. I think there is no one right or wrong answer to the things that relates to the personal level, because I mean, I heard a person quoting the ayat from Quran that says that if you put effort, Allah opens ways for you. So he says, I mean, there are multiple ways to success within those domains. So we can have that discussion, inshallah. And that's an area I would like to learn more perspectives. So, but just for the sake of this discussion, we move to the, next thing. So the budget thing helps you to control your expenses or to achieve your targets, as Saad was saying, and agreeing that yes, we can set some limits. I would spend 20,000 at home, uh, uh, and how much details you want to go, it's very subjective and at personal level. But yes, there must be some boundaries. There must be some hudud in which you can play. Otherwise, there's an Urdu quote we say, "Apni chadar dekh ke paun philaye." So, how to implement this? To implement this, we need a very careful monitoring, planning, and control thing. But at which level, it would depend on your personal preferences. It is, very bitter reality of our modern world. Taxes are there, yeah, and everyone is subject to taxes. There are, tens of taxes in Pakistan, and there are huge taxes in all other countries as well. Sometime, if you don't plan your taxes and you don't spare funds for them, it creates bigger problems. In earlier days, it was for Western people only, but nowadays, even in Pakistan, if you are not planning your taxes accordingly, it creates personal financial challenges for you. So, moving on, how to build assets base. We need to understand what is an asset. Yeah. How many of you have cars for personal use?
I have.
Almost everyone. Yeah. Bike or car or any. Are these vehicles an asset for you or not?
No, because
No.
their value is decreasing every day. Should I consider them
but
in?
the decreasing of value, yeah, so you can say it is an asset, but with decreasing value then.
But it
But
has
it also depends how you define asset. For example,
True.
I can say anything that generates value for me is an asset. Yeah. So if this is the concept behind my definition, then the car I have given on rent, that is earning rent for me, is my asset. But the car that I'm using for my personal use is my liability, you can say, because I have to pay taxes on it and I have to maintain it and all those related expenses. So my car is not giving me financial return, but it is incurring financial costs. And can I afford those costs or not? So the concept is very much easy, but sometimes counterintuitive to implement. That asset is a thing that creates value for you, right? So whenever we say we are going to build our assets, we should clearly first understand how many of the assets are creating value for me, and all other things are not my assets, although they have the similar face, right? But those are not my assets. Those are my, you can say at best, are my liabilities. And the people normally have ambitions about cars for personal use, but not cars for cars as an asset. So it is another, I think, important point. I'm just explaining one example, but the people who are struggling with their financial resources or how to manage their financial resources, they misunderstood this basic concept that you guys explained. Yeah.
But one more question here. Car is not an asset for a personal use, but if same car, if I'm using for the business purpose,
Yeah, then it would become a car. Yeah, it is asset.
become an asset, right? And I'll get the financial assistance or the value from that.
Exactly, exactly. So I would recommend another book to you that is, I mean, very popular book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that briefly explains the mindset behind a successful entrepreneur and a successful person with financial, I mean, targets.
How about the 4 quadrant rule book for this Robert Kiyosaki?
Yeah, it is the same book I'm referring to, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the 4 quadrant model is explained in this book. And I have one slide for this. I mean, again, it depends. Kiyosaki is developed in a capitalistic society and have a very focused financial objectives. Although he has some other, I mean, components of framework that we'll be discussing inshallah in the next slides. But we need to understand what are someone is preaching and how we can, I mean, adopt it in our personal domain. So there is a concept of passive income. And here I have a different opinion. Most of the expert of personal financial management preach that you must earn passive income. So passive income is defined as a source of income where you have not to incur or spend your time or to bother about, yeah, but it is something coming to you like investments in real estate, investment in stocks, bonds, etc. My take is a bit different. I follow Iqbal on this, Ilama Iqbal on this take. He says that passive money or passive income have potential to destroy you and your kids, because you guys would lose the habit of putting your efforts to create value in the society. So I would say, yes, you can adopt the concept of passive income, but you need to link it to the value creation process, right? And whenever we are planning things, we should focus on what value we are creating, what income we are generating. It may have some link to our efforts and may not. So this is just a food for thought for you guys. You can work on it and develop some discourse, and I can contribute to that discourse as well as a learner, inshallah. Invest in your assets. You can see which asset I'm referring to now. Yeah. So all of us are familiar with the time, and time has 2 dimensions. One dimension is length of time we refer to normally. So this lecture is for, say, 1 hour or say 1.5 hours. This is the length of time. There is another dimension, that is breadth of time. And that is totally undiscussed. I mean, not undiscussed, the people don't like to discuss it. I never heard about this important aspect. You know that if every one of us, say we are, how many participants are in the session? If I quickly check, 25, including the coordinators. So if all of us spend 1 hour on some subject, the learning of everyone would be different. Some would learn less and someone would learn more. Whereas the length of time is same, 1 hour for everyone. Then what is creating this extra knowledge or extra benefit for some of us? And that is because of breadth of life, breadth of the time. And breadth of time comes from how powerful personality you have, how strong brain you have, how functioning body you have. So if you are physically sick, for example, you would not be able to get maximum benefit of time. But if you are healthy and happy and positive, you will be benefiting most of your time. So I mean, breadth of time is another term we should write on your notes, and you should see. I mean, I would like to see your thoughts on it. If you find any good book on it, I would strongly request or that you share that book with us, because I could only see a few papers on it by classical authors like Imam Ghazali, but in modern world, this concept is not very much in. And at a personal finance level, I think we are wasting a lot of time and we are not utilizing our time. And this concept can help us to transform our lives. Yeah. And another analogy that can be created to understand this, you have two, for example, pipes for water. Yeah. One pipe of water or the tube of water has 1 inch diameter, and the other tube of water has 2 inch of diameter. So if I say how much water would pass through within 1 hour, so the length of time is same for both of the tubes, but because the diameter of one of the tube is bigger than the other, the volume of water would be double from the smaller tube. And so, I mean, it is very basic and I mean, raw example, but I think it would help you to understand what concept I want you to think about. It's a breadth of time. And one of the contributor is your physical and mental health that we need to focus on. Yes.
So
How to prepare for.
what are the other factors that are in the breadth of time? Like you said, it is kind of a personality that how much a person can absorb the
Yeah,
content
I mean,
he's
physical health, mental health, you people around you, baraka concept, how much, but I mean, we need to understand what else can do. Some people just have 20 minutes sleep and can get all the comfort of the day, and some people need 8 hours of sleep, and how they manage it. So you can create many examples, but what are the factors behind it? Largely these 5 or 6 factors we just discussed, but definitely there will be more. And in personal financial management, one aspect is also important. That is also, that you need some extra funds for emergency positions, because sometime you have very profitable, very lucrative financial future, but you fail to manage things in the short run. So yes, you must be very proactive. You must have emergency funds. You should continuously monitor your planning and numbers, and you should diversify your assets so you could come out this situation easily. Why to invest and where to invest? So there are a lot of literature available on it. How and everyone can have its own. I mean, people living in Pakistan, people living in a particular city of Pakistan, people living outside Pakistan, everyone is living in a typical environment. So we need to see how we can increase our wealth within our environment, because there are some constraints available. And these are geographical constraints. There may be some religious constraint as well. But you need to understand that saving is, I mean, not from a religious perspective, but if I talk about Islam, for example, some people believe that it discourages saving because it tax or it puts zakat on saving. So if you have no live or value creating assets in your wealth will be deteriorating in a very, steady fashion. So we need to think how we can maintain and keep our wealth. The balance is much needed.
This thought is wrong because 10 of the Ashram Vashya Sahaba, if you will see, 6 of them were highly rich businessmen.
Yeah. No, and how contrary. I didn't say anything about you should not. I'm saying you should. I mean, what do you understand from this last 2-minute conversation, Saad?
I'm going to absorb, like you are explaining regarding the investment, that we should, it depends on the surrounding, it depends on the culture, but
And
I'm
personal
taking.
preferences as well. Yes. I mean, for example, if you ask me, I graduated in first few years of this century, and now it is almost 25 years. Some of my friends who loved working in good corporates moved to Europe. Most of them are working as CFOs or CEOs in multinationals, but I opted a different path. I started my own. I spent some time in teaching. I'm still engaged with LUMS as a adjunct faculty, but I'm doing different things as per my own preferences. So
Okay.
if I'm saying that there is no one right path for everyone, but everyone should think about how he or she can maintain his personal financial management, and the maintenance of financial resources requires a steady increase in the value. So it has, I mean, nothing to dictate what you should do, but how you should think about your personal financial preferences.
But your advice is very important because here you are leaving it open on us. Like we have grown, like I am grown in a family where I heard from childhood that you must have to invest, start from the home. Home is the first investment and it always give you some return. And majority of the times whenever you speak in the family, like you are doing mashwara, so they say, okay, investment is land and home. And when you are on the internet, you are listening to the many speakers. So they say, don't go on the land investment. It is the least return of investment that you will get it from the land investment. Do it on the factories and somewhere else. So what is your recommendation, as you are also
So
took a different
if I
approach?
rephrase, if I rephrase my suggestion, is that you should think about this and make a decision that is as per your personal preferences. And everyone has a own personal preference. For example, I knew a few people who believe that investing in agriculture land is for lease perspective is haram from Sharia perspective. Some people believe that it is not haram, right? So you know that, I mean, in which asset I should invest cannot, I mean, no one can advise me that in which asset I should invest. He can just explore a few opportunities for me and can give me a framework that is universal. And then using that framework, I have to decide in which asset I want to invest and in which asset I don't want to. Another example, for example, most of people, as you mentioned, that like to invest in real estate. Even nowadays, they believe that it is tangible thing, and the shares or the cryptocurrency is intangible. They don't touch it. But at the same time, if I give my own example, I don't like investing in plots because I think if I have a house that is more than enough for my needs, and I should focus on value addition investments. So investment does not mean only investing in property, or investment mean investing in value creation activities. It may be land, it may be building, it may be plant and machinery, it may be a business, it may be yourself. Yeah. So I hope with this generic recommendation, I satisfied your question. Yeah. I'm reluctant to make a specific recommendation. Yeah.
To make it very, even if when you are saying on you, like suppose if you are giving in the way of Allah, then it means you are somehow investing on yourself for dunya and akhirah as well. So you kept it open and broad that everyone can make their own as per their
And the
preference.
second thing is that, yeah, and I believe that everyone should think, because if you are not making your decision on the basis of your understanding and someone else is dictating you, it is one of the worst thing that can be that can destroy the personal financial wealth of a person. Right? And all fraudulent people who are giving you opportunities, these people are more vulnerable because they don't make their own decision. They don't want to think in these lines. So the people who want to commit frauds easily penetrate in the circles. And for example, I give last example on this topic. There was a Mudarba management company developed by scholars from renowned institutions in Pakistan. And one of my friend living next to my home sell one of its property and invested all the money with that Mudarba company because they were managed by muftis, scholars from religious institutions. And one fine morning, they noticed that all of the top management or the scholars had left the country, and they have the people lost billions of rupees in Pakistan. So if you want to pursue easy money, you want to decide not to think on these lines, there are higher chances that you would suffer. I mean, in the short run, even.
Inna
Okay.
lillah. What was the name of the company?
You can Google it. Darba management fraud by scholars, and you will find a lot of stories on it. And this is the fourth quadrant, which I.
Yes, there was a scam in which they used some religious scholars who were very renowned, and they involved them within their scam. It's there. I have also heard about it. So the point is that we must not put all our eggs in one basket, and we should be very careful about the investment. Islam does not forbids from business or investment, but it should be within the limits and the rules and regulations. We see that Hazrat Usman Ghani, he was a very good businessman, and then Abdul Rahman bin Auf, he was very good businessman. So Islam doesn't forbids the business or expanding your wealth, but it says this: follow the rule. Say, pay your zakat and sadaqah, and how much you want to earn, you can earn. And secondly, it promises you 700 times investment or return. So if you are sure about some investment which is guaranteed and which will pay you about 700 times, who will lose it? So we have to see that Islam doesn't forbids from investing or doing business, but it says that don't just fall in love with the money. They say it's just like a boat. It's on the water, but it doesn't take the water everything. It doesn't take the water inside. That we must make the money, but we do not take the money on our minds, that money is
Yeah.
everything. So money is
Thank
very
you. Thank you,
important.
Ehsan. Thank you, Ehsan, for summarizing the whole discussion.
Sir,
You
one more
beautifully
point.
summarized.
I have a question
Sir,
here
one
with
more
Dr.
point,
Saab.
last point, sir. If we see our Islamic history, life of the Prophet, we see the Hazrat Khadija. He was a very wealthy lady. Our Prophet started business, and her wealth was used for the Islam. So Islam doesn't forbids us from the business, but
Thank
we
you.
have just you
Thank you
have
very much.
guided us that we have to take our own environment. Maybe some point which is useful for me may not be for the other in his environment. So we all have to see our environment and our families and our other things.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
we have to decide. There is no
Thank you.
one generic solution. Sir, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you,
have a
Ehsan.
question. I have a question with Dr. Saab.
Yes, please.
Can I ask? No, I want to take permission.
I would humbly suggest that we conclude
Yes, sir.
next 2 or 3 things and the whole topic, and then we can have a discussion in the question and answer session.
I'm not
So
negating Saad. I'm not negating your concern. We are on the same page. We all are on the
So
same page.
these are different perspectives. Let me see this part. This is what Robert Kiyosaki suggested in his book, that you start from employment and then you should move to the next level of wealth creation, that is self-employment, where you work for yourself and then you start creating your own business empire. And at the last step is investment, where your money start earning money for you. I mean, where you are detached from the money creation process. And this is another tip for personal financial management. Even Robert Kiyosaki in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad said that whenever I feel or I have financial struggles or financial limitations, I start donating money. So donation is not for others. Donation is for yourself. It is one of the common theme in all religion, in all cultures, even with the atheist background cultures or societies, they donate money. Yeah. But what I am asking is, when you donate, it is not to help someone else. It is for your own help, as Dr. Ehsan explained, that it is multiplying your wealth and putting your wealth in the heavenly bank. But what type of donations are important? Most of the students or most of the people who are the early career stage can say they don't have money to donate. I think when we have already defined personal assets in 7 domains, 7 types, including time, including each and everything. So you can donate from anything. You can donate your time. You can, donate with a smile with a person who is suffering from, or you can, donate by listening someone else. Yeah. So it is important and it should be a regular feature. So all the strategies we are talking about are not mutually exclusive. They work in a perfect harmony, and you have to accommodate all of these things and internalize them as your personality traits. Network. Again, I have a totally different perspective of networking. Most of the people believe that you should develop a network to get help from others. I would say no. Network by helping others. Yeah. Because if you are helping others just for the sake of getting a return, it would create a very dual personality and very fake and super face for you. And how you can help others? There are a lot of opportunities. Everyone is approaching you in business, in anything. So if you are helping others, you are creating value in the society, and that is the ultimate goal for me, from my perspective. Wealth, as per some frameworks, have no relation with the efforts you put. You can disagree with it as well. This is why I've said some of the frameworks believe that effort has nothing to do with the earning potential. So you should detach them and see from different angles. Lifestyle, most of the problems are will over lifestyle. Even inflation is, I mean, we are hurt by inflation because we have put ourselves at the mercy of the people and the environment. A personal financial thing, you should, one principle we agreed that we should redefine our definition of asset to be better in our personal financial management. Second is we should be very wise, right? And if you ask me how I can be more wise, so I asked a question from you guys, yeah? How can I avoid unnecessary shopping? Anyone?
There is a study that whenever you are going to the market hungry, you do more shopping.
Okay, so go with full stomach.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. What else? Did we
Sir, prior to
did I address this question in my presentation? Yes, no.
I think yes, in the initial slides.
And what was the
Where
answer?
Muhammad Saad, where you taught to differentiate between the necessity and the luxury.
And I gave you a tool as well of cash flow management or cash flow planning, and make that summary as your wallpaper. So whenever you're opening it, you know what is your limits, what are your budgets. Yes, Asan gave another brilliant idea. Leave kids at home. Yeah.
But
mean-
I disagree with Ehsan with some other view. See, today, if you at shower level, if you do not discuss with your kids
Yeah.
that what is need and what is wants, tomorrow they will be not knowing what is needs and wants,
Exactly. But
and
I
they will
think,
follow the trend.
yeah, I think Asan is in a funny mode because he's also advising leave your wives behind. So there is no serious, I think.
Then your wife will leave you behind. Then you will not get the foods.
So the questions I'm raising now are, to get how much you have understood the whole thing. So the tools we have discussed, although these are just 3 to 5 tools, but you can use those tools and those mindset techniques to avoid all of these negative habits which destroy your personal financial plans or budgets. Have you heard about marshmallow experiment?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So there are, the kids
Gratification.
are given candies in a room without the presence of anyone else, and they were given a proposal as well. So if they don't eat the marshmallow in next 15 minutes, they will be given 2 marshmallow candies to enjoy. And most of the kids could not resist. So they could not wait for marshmallow to double. So they enjoyed the single marshmallow candy. And the most important thing that was about this study, the study was repeated with the same sample over next few decades. And they observed that the students, the kids who resisted the marshmallow challenge, uh, who successfully waited for 15 minutes, have more successful life in even in the senior or old years. And the kids who could not resist putting the marshmallow in their mouth and they could not resist even a few minutes, they were struggling in their financial life in the later years, right? So that's the same thing we're talking about. It is not a rational decision. It is rational decision was to double your candies within 15 minutes. So because I'm just now giving some hints for your further reading and not spending a lot of time, but these are the list of lessons learned: delayed gratification, self-control and discipline, focus on future goals, impulse control, preparing controlling temptations, circumstances, and environment. I mean, where you are living. If you are going to the market, you are in the X field of the market, and the market forces would push you to purchase more. And I mean, the wiser decision may be not unnecessarily visit market, because that cannot create that pressure on you. And thinking matters, yeah. And these are all lessons which played an important role in the development and success of these small kids over the next 40 years. And these are the same across all disciplines, because how we think and how we decide. And we have also our own biases, yeah. So we need to understand what are my biases to make a decision, and see how I can mitigate the risk of poor decisions in the presence of these cognitive biases, yeah. And how to avoid these biases? Definitely awareness, education works. And then set rules like plans or budgets we talked about. These tools helps you to make to create an environment and avoid negative biases, and making more productive and more beneficial decisions for you. Last but not least, this is a continuous process. This 1 hour lecture was just to discuss with the like-minded people, in the presence of like-minded people, to see what is personal finance, how to manage it, what are the tools and techniques, and and we have to repeat this process. You have to repeat this process, and I have to repeat this process, maybe more frequently, and continuously monitor how successful I am. Otherwise, like if we don't give quality time to the learning and practice of these things, and practice is more important, these small sessions would not help us to sustain. Yeah. So we have to do something serious to achieve this success in personal financial management. With this, I've finished it. Thank you very much for your patience. And if you guys have any question or comment on the topic, I think we have a few minutes. Yes, Hamad.
Sir, I had a question, sir, that we know length of time can't be increased, but
Sorry?
is there any mechanism, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, as we know that length of time can't be increased. So is there any mechanism, sir, to increase our breadth of time, sir? Like any activities or something, sir?
Yes, breadth of time. You can only increase breadth of time. And for this, you need a very, I'm just giving a few ideas, but there are a lot more you can think about. Like you need to have a positive mind, right? And how to have a positive mind? I think you can read, you can change your company. You can sit with the people who are more productive. You can read good books. Edward De Bono has written a book on it. I think if you search on Google Edward De Bono, he has wrote a few books on creativity and
I think decision.
Sorry,
Decision-making hats.
yeah.
Albert De Bono, decision-making hats book.
Yeah, 6 Hat is for communication management. Lateral thinking was another book on these ideas. So the other is you have a healthy physical body. You have a positive mind. You need to meticulously monitor your time. And one more thing is, I'm not sure, but I strongly advise everyone to follow it. At the end of the night, spend 2 to 3 minutes recalling what blessings you have, and think what are the mistakes you made during the day. For example, you realize that today I could not eat lunch, for example. And it was because of my poor planning. So you need to take the responsibility of the bad outcome or the bad decision, etc. And then you promise yourself that I would not repeat this bad decision and I would try my best to avoid this situation. So if you just think 3 to 5 mistakes of yours in the day before you go to the bed and take the responsibility, and so this really opens up a lot of opportunities for you to create a positive mind and to be more conscious about the breadth of time. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, sir. As
Anyone else?
Hakim Said also had a huge breadth of time, sir. He accomplished so much in his little lifespan.
Yes, Hakim Said was one of the, person we can really follow his discipline. Yeah.
See, what you told about the author, Albert Debono.
De Bono, Debono, Edward De Bono.
Edward. Okay.
So he is considered as pioneer or guru of creative thinking in classroom environment.
Okay.
Yes, if there's no more questions, I can make the final comment to thank you for your patience. And I really enjoyed interacting with you, particularly the questions and discussion we have in this session. And if you guys have any further discussion on the thing, you can approach me through social media, or you can get my contact details from the coordinators. Hope to see you inshallah soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Abdul Rauf sahab. बहुत shukriya. Wonderful session, so many questions, so many difference of opinion. So that's the beauty of learning actually with each other. So I have one book, not exactly about the little thinking by Edward De Bono. I have one other book, Six Thinking Hats. It's also very interesting. Book Six Thinking Hats. Here, yeah, you can see here. These are 6 different hats of 6 different color, and actually it helps in making decision. Like the color of the hats are yellow, black, white, red, and green. So it's mentioned over here. So we actually wear different hats as per the context, as per the situation, as per the need when we need to take some decision. So it's very interesting book. Anyways, coming back to our today's topic, and the topic is, I don't know I will be able to cover it or not. We have only, I think, 30 minutes left for the class. And the topic is actually too large to cover, and it's on women entrepreneurship, followed by one case study. In fact, I have kind of that dozen and dozen case studies of women entrepreneur, but I have to select one for the session. So let's see how we will proceed with this session in this time. Today we have very small attendance. I can see we have only, I guess, minus admin and all, we have only 20 participants today present. I don't know why. But in the group, you guys showed a very much interest in to have a session on the personal finance, but today's attendance is very short. This is not good. Anyways, we are going to start today's second session, and the topic is women entrepreneurship, right? So if you have your female members in home, you can invite them.
Yes, Shimo.
Internet issue in Pakistan. Oh, I see. All right, all right. Yes, I have heard about it last day as well, because so many work are pending from our team regarding uploading and updating of social media. Okay, so this is problem. This is it. Okay, let me share my slide and a quick intro of myself and what I'm doing and how I'm doing and what's going on these days in my bucket. So let's share. Give me 1 minute so I can set up my slide. And yes, I was saying that you may invite your female members, if you have sisters, mother, wife, daughters, so you can invite to have this session. Maybe it will be beneficial for them as well. Maybe they will get some idea, not for only doing business, but to get things done in a very different or creative way, things like that, right? Okay, so let's start. I hope so. Yeah, my screen is up. Can you see my screen? Alina, are you there? Because when I am in the full slide mode, I am not able to read any messages. Alina, are you there? No, she's not there. Okay.
Yes.
I am. My slide is. Can you see my slide?
Yes, entrepreneur mindset for a movement transforming the lives. Yes.
It's the
Yes,
entrepreneur
working.
mindset promo. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ambreen Rasheed Khan, and today we are going to have a session on the entrepreneurial mindset for women, or we have one slogan, the transforming the life of Pakistani women into entrepreneurial nation builder. Right, so I hope I will try to address a question like how can a homemaker do entrepreneurship? um, uh, uh, Entrepreneurship is only for making money, or is it only for doing something better for the society? It has nothing to do with the own interest or to make money for ourselves. So there are so many questions actually. I read in the chat of WhatsApp group. So I will try to actually address these questions by one. If I will be able to, I pray. So basically, I'm the founder of one company. It's a basically training and consultancy company by the name of AskIt. AskIt is a short form of Ambreen Rasheed Khan Institute of Transformation. And our vision is to transform the individual to have the life of meaning, purpose, and a mindset of innovation, entrepreneurship, and service to build a prosperous nation. So these are the four actually areas in which AskIt is working. The one is the entrepreneurship. The other is health, fitness, and wellness. The third area of and the third domain of my company is life skills and personal development. And the fourth is a customized program as per your need, your requirement that actually best suit with your demands and with your needs. So this is my framework. Moving forward, this is me, Ambreen, and I'm as said earlier, that I'm the founder of my own company. It's just a 4-year-old. I'm a researcher at Putra Business School in Malaysia. So I'm doing PhD from there, only 1 year left, 2025, inshallah. And my area, once again, the research area is women entrepreneurship, and the research variables I can discuss because maybe some of you are interested in knowing more about entrepreneurship and its relation with the research. So my area is identity, means identity of a person as a woman. And then actually I am merging the concept of identity, means entrepreneurial identity, with effectuation, as you all actually now as a good grip of what is effectuation, what is effectuation decision-making logic. You have a good grip on the 5 principles of effectuation. So actually, I am infusing the concept of identity with effectuation, keeping a very beautiful intervention in mid, and that's the intervention of the religious belief, RB, religious belief, right? So how actually the identity combined with the RB, the religious belief, to make some sort of the decision based on the effectuation to have some entrepreneurial initiative. So this is my whole research. This is all my variables I'm studying. It's once again It's very easy to actually express. It is very easy to say, but when it's come to research, it is extremely difficult actually to find the rationale of each and every variable and to actually move forward in this research journey. I am the assistant professor at and QEC director at Howard College, Kusul. I recently joined Howard University back in month of, I think, February this year. Before that, I was at the head of the Center for Entrepreneurial Development at Karshi University. And before that, actually, I'm basically from Karachi, born and raised in Karachi, and almost lived 40 years in Karachi as my hometown, and recently moved to Lahore just 2 years ago. And now I'm enjoying the Lahore's life and all these things. And I have no intention to go back to Karachi. This is very something new thing because it is normally a perception that the Karachiite is not are not able to actually relocate and to settle anywhere. They love so much their hometown, but I don't know why I'm now very much settled over here in Lahore. Yes, the weather issues are there, but sab chalta hai. I mean, I'm feel comfortable here because of so many reasons. Anyway, so I taught in so many universities in Karachi, like Zabist, in Karachi University Business School, Institute of Industrial Electronics, and Institute of Business Management, IOBM, and as an instructor in the IBA-CED, Center for Entrepreneurial Development. My first degree is in BS in Computer System Engineering. So I'm basically an engineer. I'm basically an engineer. Then I have done MBA in Corporate Management from IBA Karachi. Then I'm now moving forward towards the PhD thing. So this is the two phase of my life. One year is I served around 10 years in the MIS of IB Karachi. MIS is a department, Management Information System. So I served there as web administrator, and I was actually look after all the website, web development, web designing, and the social media of IB Karachi for around 1 decade, from 2008 to I think 2018. I served there. And then this is my second phase of life, like from 7 to 8 years, I'm in teaching. So I opted for teaching on the request of Dr. Shahid Qureshi. He asked me to actually, he actually unlocked my true potential as a teacher. So I moved in teaching, and I am here in teaching from last 7 years as a trainer, as a facilitator, as a, you can say that, we are trying to actually bring some change, bring some positive change in the society by teaching. You can say that it's not only about making money and things like that. Let's see how we will move forward in this journey. The one major milestone, I must say that now I have trained almost more than 1,000 and 1,500 women across the country and in Kazakhstan and Malaysia as well. And we won a very notable award. It's a USSB Excellence Award in Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and Pedagogy. I designed a very, you can say that interesting module on mother entrepreneurship back in 2019. And we have done around 8 camps of that program. Mother Entrepreneurship 1, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, up to Season 8. And then we presented our entire journey in the USASB conference, and based on our notable contribution and services for the community, we won this award. I will explain this award in upcoming slide. And right now what I'm doing, that I have 2 major projects where I am engaged in Howard. And that's the project. One is about the boot camp. It's a 5 days boot camp we are going to launch in upcoming December 2024. This is a 5 days residential program for less privileged community. Means the take-home income is less than 60,000 K. We are going to offer a completely free of cost program to the less privileged. If you know of what, then what is microfinancing institute, and very noble work by Dr. Amjad Saqib Sahab. And I am privileged to have my mentor, Dr. Asad from Islamabad. I'm working under his supervision. So I'm very thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving me opportunity to work with Dr. Amjad Saqib and Dr. Asad, the big name for their contribution for humanity, for philanthropic activities, for social work, and Dr. Asad Zaman for his notable work in the Islamic entrepreneurship and Islamic Tariqa Tijarat. So I designed this workshop. We are going to have this in coming December. So the best part of this boot camp is that Tarbiyati Halke, the 5 learning circle that will cover the Fikre Iqbal, Fikre Talim wa Tarbiyat, Fikre Muash, Fikre Ummat, and Fikre Akhirat. So actually, I meticulously designed these Tarbiyati Halke 5 learning circles, and as I feel that it's a need of the time for our youth. Basically, the whole camp is designed for intermediate students. So they will learn with all the English, maths, accounting, all these things. I think these are very necessary because the boys are actually these days, and the girls are also. It's a very you can say that the burning topic, that what they are doing, where they are going, they are clueless, they are directionless, they are hopeless, almost. So it's very necessary actually to motivate them, to teach them, and to actually uplift them, as they are already from very less privileged background. So this is my one more upcoming project at Akuat, and we are going to launch a BBA program from the coming year, like 2025. It's a Chinuti Women Business School. We are going to launch a Chinuti Women Business School at Akuat. It will be a 4-year fully funded residential program at Akuat, and we will focus on Islami Tariqa Tijarat. It's a curriculum based on three jild, 3 volumes by Maulana Sohail Saab, and he gifted us the entire curriculum of Islamic Tariqa Tijarat to us, to Akuat, to Dr. Asad Zaman Sahab, because we are not making money out of this model. And Maulana Sohail Sahab said that I will give the entire curriculum to the institute who is not going to make money out of it. So this is actually the 100% pure noble cause behind it, right? It does not involve any kind of the money-making activity. So, there are so much actually in my bucket to learn from these notable personalities and all these things. So I hope so we will be able to launch and execute this program, this degree level program from the upcoming year at Akuat. So this is my 2 major projects over there. Moving forward to the V plus model. V plus is basically the Women Entrepreneurship plus model. We derived this model from the 4 notable personalities of our history, the Islamic, from our Islamic history, the 4 women. One is the wife of Ibrahim, Hazrat Hajara. The other is the Asiya, the foster mother of Musa alayhi salam. The third is the Maryam, the mother of Jesus, Musa, and the fourth is the Khadija, the wife of Muhammad, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we developed, we designed this V plus means Women Entrepreneurship plus model. keeping in mind the contribution, the personality traits of these 4 superwomen in our mind. So what are those qualities basically? You can see here. Hajra alayhi salam raised her son Ismail in a desert. She exhibit faith and trust in God, patience, perseverance, service, sacrifice, family, community, and nation building. So these are the common traits of Hazrat Hajra. So we keep all these in our mind when we are actually designing our V plus model, that we want that our women, that our girls must possess all these characteristics, all these attributes in their personality. Moving forward, what are the qualities and what are the personality traits of Asiya? So he raised Moses, defied Pharaoh, Pharaoh, and accepted the truth. Patience, perseverance, service, family, community, and nation building. And actually, she made a very beautiful dua, probably in the Baitan fi Jannah, to make my home in the center of the heaven. So this is very beautiful dua by Hazrat Asiya. And the third is the Maryam, the mother of Jesus. Raise her son, faith. She possesses faith, trust in God. Once again, patience, perseverance, service, sacrifice, family, community, and nation building. And last but not the least, Hazrat Khadija. And the characteristics and the traits of Hazrat Khadija are: first one, to believe and raise her kids, faith and trust in God, patience, perseverance, service, sacrifice, family, community, and nation building. So keeping all these beautiful traits in our mind, we develop one model, and you can see here, we try to incorporate all these characteristics in this model, and we call and we name them, we label them as a B plus model. It has 4 pillars. We teach in a way that before initiating your business idea and before doing anything in your life in any capacity, like you are a mother, you are a homemaker, you are a student, you are a professional, in any capacity, keep this adaptive model in your mind and try to actually exhibit the traits of these ladies, these honorable ladies. Try to exhibit their proper characteristics in your life, in your business, in your whatever you are dealing with. So, so we made the strong foundation before moving, before actually heading towards your any kind of the journey. Keeping these traits, keep these qualities in your mind. So V plus model basically start with the meaning and purpose. Like you must have very strong purpose in your life. Your purpose should be aligned as a Muslimah. So you need to actually jot it down somewhere, write it down somewhere, that why you are here in this world. What's your purpose? What's your meaning? What's your role? You need to actually work on yourself first. You have to make a very, very good friendship with your own self and with your purpose and with your creator. So this alignment is very much necessary before taking any second step. So meaning and purpose should be very much clear. Your connection with your creator should be very much clear before moving forward to anything else, either effectuation or the causation, and you name it, right? And the second is the, of course, you are all are now well versed about the principle of effectuation. Once you have a very clear understanding of your own traits, characteristic, your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and your reason of why you are here, the reason of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from you. Once you are clear, then you can make some decision based on the effectuation. If you feel effectuation is, yes, very closer to me. Basically, effectuation is a decision-making logic. Yes, it's true. It has 5 basic principles. It's bird in hand, it's calculated, it's taking, it's a pilot in plane, and it's effectual ask, and lemonade, and so on and so forth. But in a nutshell, I must say that the principle of effectuation is a decision-making logic, and you actually, we all take decisions in our every role, in our every capacity, in every context. It is not only related to when we are going to start a business, we need to take decision. No, we cannot say like this. in any role, we need to take decision, right? Like I discussed, I just talked about the book of Edward de Bono, the Six Thinking Heads. We actually continuously take some decision in order to get things done from ourselves and from others. So effectuation is one way of taking decision. So the other word, the synonym of effectuation is decision making logic, right? So we call it bird in hand, then we call it the affordable loss. So based on the fluctuation now, once you are clear with your own purpose, with your own meaning, with your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, once you have a strong faith, then now go and take some decision in your life based on the principle of effectuation, because it is very adaptive, because it has very less harm, because yes, you can say that the effectuation is a very easy logic as compared to the causation, which is quite difficult. So this is the second pillar. What next? Okay, now I have taken some decision. Now what next? You need to work on your family. So we basically, we actually try to inculcate family-centered women entrepreneurship. We negate the Western concept of entrepreneurship and women empowerment. That's called the my body and the my will and so on and so forth. As I want to become a financial independent, I have no place for any men in my life. So we totally negate and against this kind of the concept. We say that our family is our backbone. Our family is our center, right? Whatever you are going to start with your own family. If you are looking for the bird in hand, start looking the bird in hand within your family, rather than relying on the outer world, rather than seeking the help from the outer world, from the stranger, from the anonymous person. Start taking help from your own family, your immediate family, your extended family. Then you can move further to your network, and then social network, then digital network, to extend from your start from the within the family, the immediate family, and then actually make a bigger move. Why we are saying this? Because we want to actually secure and save our women within the hand of the family. We don't want to actually introduce a woman to the outer world, and so many things actually happening in the outer world, to keep the woman protected, to keep in the shelter, to minimize the vulnerability of a woman. This is a very important actually pillar, is the family-centered woman entrepreneurship. And the last one is once you get a good anchor from your family, now you are ready to actually take a fly and do some good work in any capacity. If you are a teacher, if you are a mother, if you are a startup business owner, do something good for the society as well. Do not only think about the personal gain, that I want to make a money, I want to become a rich, I want to actually support my family. Yes, this is very necessary, but this is also very necessary to think beyond self. So be a part of the nation building initiative. You can develop any society, you can work with a like-minded individual, you can work for any cause, you can donate some amount of the money out of your business. So this take part in any nation building initiatives that actually serve beyond yourself. So this is the 4 pillars, and we develop an indigenous means local, women entrepreneurship model, which resonates with the currently sensitive Pakistani context. So this is all. So based on these 4 model, I actually developed a program that's a mother entrepreneurship camp. This is the 3 days camp, physical camp, held at IB Karachi. Then COVID hit, and then we went to global setup. Then we have an online session of the Global Mother Entrepreneurship Camp. And we ran this program from 2019 to 2021. And it was a huge success, basically. You all, I think, must aware of all these things. Just I want to add one thing over here, because effectuation, you all know effectuation very much now. I just want to add that when you are thinking effectually or with the factual reasoning, start working on, I must say that on my personal experience, I must say that it is, I think, saying that do not put all eggs in one basket, right? To keep, to actually balance your venture, I must say that start 2, 3 things at a time. If because you all are mature enough, you are not the you are not in the in your student life, or you are not actually someone at the 23 or 24. If you are approaching to the 30, 40 and 50 bracket, I must say that if you are in the phase of doing something, then start working on at least 2 or 3 ideas at a time. So yes, this is my learning, and I must actually advocate for this. And like you can see in the picture, giving means uh, and imagined ends. So start working on 2, 3 ends at a time. Maybe one will actually may not actually realize, and one may not, one will give you a moderate kind of the performance of the average, and one will be maybe a very successful kind of the initiative. So to balance out all these things, I must say that start working on at least 2 ideas. Okay, so moving forward to this award, based on an award-winning curriculum, as I said earlier. So this is a design of the Global Mother Entrepreneurship Camp. So we have done the last camp in 2022, then we moved to Lahore. So currently we are not doing, but in future we are planning to resume this session of the Global Mother Entrepreneurship Camp. We will conduct it online. Maybe this is the next, after this GCI, we are going to resume. We are planning, let's see. So these are the 8 beautifully crafted logos by me, and I launched these camp as per the season. So winter season, autumn season, and summer season. So flower is actually the most beautiful way to represent your feelings and to represent the seasons. So that's why, and actually flowers are most, you can resonate the flower and with the reflection of the female, with the delicacy and with the emotions. So that's why I designed. This is what we won in 2021 based on this GMAC curriculum and pedagogy we taught in this program. This is actually, I have done a workshop last month, a 1-month series of women empowerment at Tech Girl University of Malaysia. So I covered these 4 modules over there. The one is the followership. The second is the personal finance. The third is creativity, mindset, and the fourth is the leadership. So these are the 1-month long a series of workshop I have done for the MMU Multimedia University, Malaysia, last month. This is an online series. Recently, actually, I have done a 1-day workshop at Gujranwala. Most of them are the chefs, bakery chefs. So they are all are the aspiring women entrepreneur. They are trying to start something from their home because they are all are skilled. They have very excellent cooking and the baking skill, especially the baking skill. So they all are looking for some kind of the trainings on the women entrepreneurship. So I have done this in the last month. This is 1-day workshop on creative mindset for homemakers. So that's a beauty. They are not entrepreneur, they are not businesswomen, they are just the homemakers. So I have done creative mindset is basically the alternate way of looking at the things. Like 6 and 9. If we see digit 6, one side, if we actually change our perspective, we can see it's a 9, right? So creative mindset is basically to find out some alternate way of doing one thing. So they enjoyed, basically, this is a Pakistani community in Malaysia. So it was a wonderful experience over there. And then we have done the 3 days workshop on women entrepreneurship at Kazakhstan in 2 different cities, that is Almaty and Astana. And they all are basically the trainers. So this is a training of the trainer kind of the program. They are the coaches, they are the trainers. Almaty is wonderful city. I must say that if you are planning to enjoy the winter, you can go to Almaty. Beautiful, a very short flight, just within 2 hours. You can reach to Almaty directly. So I think it will be a great winter trip. So it's a must-go location or city. Astana is Almaty and Astana is two major cities of Kazakhstan. Almaty is like the kind of the Karachi, very generous, very friendly, and Astana is the kind of the Islamabad, very reserved. So you can compare between these two. So we actually felt the two different vibes in two different cities in one country. So it happens actually. Okay, these are the few glimpses from the past activities we have done in the IPA, Center for Entrepreneurial Developments. We provide an opportunity when we are doing the physical classes at IPA. We provided the opportunity for the women entrepreneur to showcase their products, their services, and free of cost actually. We did not actually make money for showcasing, because I witnessed that many of the women entrepreneur organizations are working across the country. They charge for the stall, like they charge for starting from the 4K, 5K up to the 50K. They means this is too much for the budding entrepreneurs. I think we should not charge attachment that much. So once again, all are about making money, and I feel very sad about it. So these are the glimpses of our classrooms. This is the graduating ceremony of our women entrepreneurs. These are the 4 different batches, and our total strength of batches 200 in each batch. So a very big batch. This is one of the biggest milestone of our entrepreneurial women entrepreneurial journey. These all are the BTI students. BTI are the Vocational Training Institute students. So this is a funded program by the UNDP, United Nations Development Program. They were already skilled girls, like stitching, cooking, baking, and cosmetics, doing some beauty products, like kind of the things. So they all are actually, mashallah, up and running businesses. Then we have done 2 cycles at Faisalabad. Faisalabad is a very famous city in Pakistan, known for the textile. We have done 2 cycles in 2019 and 2020 before COVID. It's funded by the organization. Interloop is once again a very big giant in our country in hosiery manufacturing. Then we have done, I think, various batches in Quetta as well. These are the few glimpses of Quetta. These are the pictures of Mother Entrepreneurship Camp. Then we have done one with here in Lahore. Al-Noor is an organization of the name, I forgot the name.
Nigat Hashmi or Farhat
Yes.
Hashmi, probably.
That's his Nigat Hashmi. Yes. Al-Noor, we have done one workshop in Lahore as well. So this is the one we have done in Karachi. This is the NGO. The NGO name is Right to Play, and we have done this for the girls of Liari area. Very promising girl, very energetic. They all were very super excited during the session. Right to Play. Liari is a slum area, you can say that, but a lot of actually happening is going on in that area, and I felt it very developed now. So this is actually once again Faisalabad. These are the showcasing events. So this is Farzana Lateef ke Dal Chawal. Because we cater the almost all socio-economic classes of society. Like we have done the workshop with the lowest tier socio-economic class C, then B, then A. So this is a funded project. This was a funded project by the UNDP, and Farzana Lateef ke Dal Chawal actually is depicting that a woman who couldn't able to make a PowerPoint slides can make a marketing like this, can actually did a marketing like on with the handmade sketch. So nothing is like the barrier to your journey that, oh, I don't have a system, I don't have a PowerPoint, I cannot draw my logo and so on and so forth. So we actually removed all those barrier dependency on the gadgets, on the system. Do something with whatever you have. If you have a paper, if you have pen, you can translate your idea, draw it with your own hands, and just start doing something. So this actually the idea depicting that we should not actually dependent on any kind of the technology, things like that. If you whatever you have, just start something doing. So these are the cities we have covered so far in Pakistan: Karachi, Quetta, Gujranwala, Lahore, Faisalabad, Chakbal, and Peshawar, especially for the women entrepreneur. Most of the time, when we were working in IBS CET, we received the funding from UNDP, Audit Foundation, USAID, Women Bank. But GMAT is basically was an organic program. No funding. People used to pay for 10K for 3 days of the workshop, and it was a kind of the sustainable model, not a funded model. Personally, I don't like a funded model, but as a cost, actually, there is a lot of cost involved when we are traveling from one city to another, staying in another city. Then actually we need, and we also want to serve for the full day workshop. So it requires a lot of of course, the costing is too much for these kind of the project. This is Musarat Misbah, attended as a guest speaker session. Okay, so now I have one interesting case study. Dr. Shahid asked me to explain and to discuss this case of Yasmin Gayaz Saiba, but I selected some other case for you. Because I read one comment in the WhatsApp group that it was like a woman entrepreneur out of the financial need, or cannot we do a business without having a financial need, something like this. I don't remember exactly. So I selected another case for today's discussion. Maybe some another time I can discuss the Yasmin Gayaz Saiba case. Just for the quick, just for a quick review, I can explain. Yasmin Gayaz is a very famous entrepreneur based in Karachi. She started her entrepreneurial journey back in 1980s somewhere, and she has some entrepreneurial potential, built-in entrepreneurial potential in herself, as she did not. She is a grandmother, and all three kids, all are married, well settled. But she started her journey as a makeup artist. Then she started doing something like dry flower decoration for the McDonald's back in mid of the 90s. So actually, she started something. She explored many options, and then she closed the business. So this is a successful exit from any entrepreneurial initiative. So then she moved to the butter business out of the need. Her brother her brother diagnosed with a disease of the kidney, and he required sodium-free water. Then once again, the entrepreneurial nature and the restless nature intrigued her to start something on her own. She studied the book of 9th class of her daughter, where she studied the water purification method. And her husband, at that time, her husband served in the merchant navy. So she took help from her husband how to actually purify the water. She set up a small setup in her basement in her own home, and with the help of her husband, she actually started up some facility of water purification with her own knowledge and with the knowledge of her, once again, bird in hand in action, with the knowledge of her husband. And gradually now it's Bihari's mineral water age is around, I think, more than 14 years, right? So she started doing experiment. She went for the all the process of the licensing and all these things. She faced so many difficulties, and then she came up with a very interesting balance of how to actually produce a mineral water of a very good composition that can actually at par with the commercial water available with the labeling of the Nestle and you name it, Aquafina. So she came up with so many lot of experimentation. She actually finally got success to establish her own mineral water company by the name of Bihari's. Then she actually shifted the entire setup to some commercial facility, and her husband completed his tenure from the Merchant Navy. Her husband joined her fully. So this is an example of the family oriented business. Like you normally from the family you find the partners. So now she is working on the RO businesses, reverse osmosis plant. She actually started this businesses after the successful mineral water business. She started out of once again with the pain of the society. Then most of the people in our country, especially in the slums areas, couldn't get the clean drinking water. So she started to working on the RO things. She trained. She set up an RO plants and she trained the individual of the local community how to fetch the water. And now she is doing on a very bigger scale. And regarding her mineral water business, she is selling at very less price as compared to the other international brands. So this is once again for the society. You can say that for the society contribution that she is not overcharging like the Aquafina, like the Nestle and the others. The quality of the water is at par with the international brand, but the price is very low because this is her vision that the water is basically the right, the clean drinking water is the right of the every human being free of cost, and we are actually charging it. But she said because she has to bear some cost in the entire process, but she keeps the profit margin very thin. So this is once again the beauty of the entire model. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will add more barakah when we keep this thing that yes, we are actually serving the community. Yes, we are doing something good for the community. So this is the example of Yasmin Gaya Saiba. We invited her as a guest speaker session. She mentored so many girls back in Karachi. So it's a very beautiful, it's a very purpose-oriented entrepreneurial journey of Miss Yasmin. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect her for her noble cause. Then we have a lot of other stories of the cakes and scented candles and signature jewelry by Sugana Abbas. This is a female kids clothing businesses, abayas businesses, and this is one of the example of the facility management businesses by Samina Faisal. This is one other. This is one more very long case that she started out of pain, and now after almost 15 years, she has a complete facilitating, providing business, covering all the needs of the plumbing and the air conditioning, outdoor cleaning, tank cleaning, roof cleaning, carpet cleaning, so much, and so many things actually. So I think this is all from my side. If you say I can discuss one more case of Wondermilk, but it's all upon your request. If you feel that you are tired now, we can end up now. If you feel that you want to listen more, so I can cover one more topic of interesting case study of Wondermilk. It's up to your call. I am reading your messages. If you say that you are tired, this is too much for today, I can stop. Or if you say that yes, we need to continue, so I can continue. So I'm looking at your messages. Five-minute break would help. Continue, please. Okay. Pedagogy. Okay. Questions are there. Okay. Pedagogy basically is basically the teaching, the curriculum designing. The curriculum designing is pedagogy. Both are the synonym word. The curriculum means the content we are covered in any program. This is pedagogy. My engineering is in computer system engineering, all about hardware and things like that. Okay. So we have only 17 participants, I think 15 minus me and Alina. So we are now going to have one more interesting case study. It's a Wondermilk. This is once again a very social cause involved behind this case study. This is how actually we cater the pain of the society in our business model. Maybe you will get many ideas, keeping your bird in hand in your mind, keeping the whatever assets, whatever intellectual capital you have in your mind. You can think on these lines, not exactly on these lines, but actually it will give you some kind of the flavor, some kind of the thought process. Yes, this is a pain. This is my personal pain. This is a pain of the society. We need to work on this pain. This is a gap of the society. We need to actually fill this gap. Basically, entrepreneurship comes from all these gaps and the missing element of the society and the things around us. So this is basically at the niche marketing. We say that the niche marketing is something that people are not majority of the service provider or the product manufacturer are working in this category. So this is the best area for entrepreneur to work in this untapped, unaddressed market. So this is the key of success. If you are thinking to start something on your own, if you are if you feel that yes, this is a pain of the society, this is a gap of the society, you should actually go in that way. So we call it the niche marketing, or in management sciences, we call it the blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean strategy means there is no much competition available, and the other is the red ocean strategy. The red ocean is basically depicting the cutthroat competition when so many players, when the so many similar players are already in the market. So we called it the cutthroat competition. It's very difficult for entrepreneur to work under the red ocean strategy because of the competition and so on and so forth. So entrepreneur tend to actually explore the untapped marketing, that's a blue ocean strategy or the niche marketing. So this case is about once again about the untapped marketing, or you can say that it's a kind of the blue ocean venture. Okay, so let's start. I would like to start with one question from you, that what this logo is basically expressing. What the logo is saying, or what the logo is all about. Can anyone tell?
Selling camel milk.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely right. It's all about camel milk, right? And the logo is self-explanatory. It means if we are planning to have our business, the one thing we should keep in mind that our logo, our trade symbol must reflecting our business, our trade, right? So it should be synced or symmetry with our business. So it's a name. The name of the brand is Wondermilk by Sarah Jahangir. So at the first go, I will introduce about Sarah. So it's whenever we are studying any case study, it is very essential and necessary to actually understand the face behind the entire story. Means the lead hero, the lead heroine of the story. It's very necessary to understand their characteristics, their personality, or their entrepreneurial intensity. It's very necessary because when you don't have any urge, when you don't have any restlessness in yourself, when you don't think beyond self, maybe you will not be able to start any entrepreneurial venture. So you have to be very restless person in your life if you want to pursue an entrepreneurial journey. So Sarah Jahangir is born with entrepreneurial spirit, means she is a restless soul, a creative-minded girl. She did her undergrad degree in arts, advertising, and PR. Then she started working as an employee, like a conventional job from 9 to 5. But soon she realized that that job was not meant for her because the entrepreneurial spirit does not find herself or himself comfortable in a conventional job. The entrepreneurial spirit wants the freedom, wants no barrier, and conventional job actually create a barrier in your mindset. Yes, you are here at 9. Now you will leave by 5 p.m. You have to mark the attendance. You have to do the tasks. You have certain goals. You have KPIs. You have to follow. You have to go through the performance appraisal. Then you will get the raise of the 10 to 15%. So this is a conventional employer mindset. If you are comfortable here, then it's mean that your personality matches with the employment kind of the career path. If you remain restless in your conventional job and you just want to break the barrier and come out from this conventional job and want to start something on your own, it means that you are a entrepreneurial soul. So she felt bored in her jobs. Then what happened next, that her mother diagnosed with the diabetic. So she found her mother was a diabetic patient, and a doctor advised her mom to have a camel milk as a medicine. And she realized that the camel milk was not easily available. And if they are available, then it's a roadside camel herdsman sitting on the roadside and selling the milk in a very unhealthy way. The road and the germs and all these things are there. So she actually thought some idea actually strike in her mind. After years of medical treatment in vain, camel milk helped Sarah mother. As I said earlier, that the camel milk has some miraculous effects, right? So it is very beneficial for health if a diabetic patient start using camel milk as a preventive measure or as a treatment or for reducing the sugar level. So she realized that yes, this is there is a demand for the camel milk for the treatment of the diabetic. But on the other hand, the availability of camel milk is once again a very question because of this availability on the roadside by the in very unhygienic condition. So at that moment, Sarah realized that, like her mother, camel milk would positively affect the life of hundreds of people. Now, this is what is exactly the fourth pillar of our V plus model, that you start not only thinking about yourself, but for the actually something better for the community as well. So it started with her own pain of her mother that she needs some camel milk for the treatment of the disease. Similarly, she thought that if I somehow managed to start something by arranging camel milk, that it could be a possible business model for the health of the betterment of thousands of people who are suffering for the diabetic. So what she did, okay, it is said that tribes in Somalia believe that camel milk have mystical properties. In India, camel milk is used in established clinics to treat tuberculosis, asthma, anemia, and problems of the liver. And camel milk is a wonderful source of nutrition equivalent to an entire meal. It is easily digested and has low fat content than cow milk. So this is basically the qualities of the camel milk, and she has done the R&D on the camel milk because it is very necessary when you are thinking of any of the kind of the business. You must have the complete 360 holistic knowledge of your business, right? So you should have a complete thorough understanding of your business. So this I extracted from the website of the Wonderful. This is I can read. There's a Wonderful is Pakistan's first camel milk social entrepreneurship brand, right? We have started out as a home-based business on our way to bring a revolutionary change to the dairy industry. The benefits of camel milk have been known and well respected for thousands of years, and we are only rediscovering the miracle of camel milk in modern day. So she came up with the idea, she contacted the herdsmen, she offered them free of cost training. She actually, and with the passage of time, she made a consortium of the camel milk extractor internationally as well. So this is a great part at her end. So she introduced a glass bottle of, I think, 250 ml. Sarah sister has a bakery by the name of Cakery in the defense area of Karachi. So once again, burden and in action, she contacted her sister and asked if can you please give me one shelf so I can place my Wonder Milk bottles over that shelf. So the sister agreed. Okay, why not? So this is once again the burden and in action. You ask for your help from the family members, and they will definitely help you. So in this way, the customer comes from the cakery for the other things, for the other cookies and the cakes and all these things. They saw, oh, this is a very new concept of the camel milk. So they start purchasing the camel milk. One more thing. Before actually launched her business, Sarah almost did a six-month social media campaign on the social media for the brand awareness because it is one of the unique kind of the business. Most of the people did not very much familiar about the taste, and they are not readily agree to buy this product that are very new to market. So when we are launching something in the market that are very new or one of the unique kind, we need to actually create some awareness or the marketing campaign before actually we launch the entire product. So this is very necessary. So she did the same. She actually ran the campaign for around 6 months on the benefits of the camel milk to educate the common people to actually how it is best beneficial for the diabetic patient and for the kids as well, for so many properties, for so many characteristics, so many qualities. So okay, people start thinking, okay, let's see, let's try it. So this is the way how entrepreneur establish his or her identity before before actually launching his or her product in the real market. So she introduced she she did her bachelor degree in arts and all these things. So she did the graphics and all the branding element by herself. You can see that the brown and the light brown element is very prominent in her marketing campaign because actually it represents the color of the camel. So it's very necessary. The brand alignment is very necessary. The selection of the color very necessary to actually give you a full impact of your brand. So she did very well. Then she introduced a different kind of the flavor milk and the strawberry, the chocolate, and the coffee milk. Then she introduced a very unique packaging for the Ramadan. And on the special occasion, she offered some kind of the discount, like the 14 August, she introduced ice cream soda, and then the Roo Afza flavor. These are an entrepreneur has to actually make some variations, do some new things to actually keep the customer base engaged by different offerings of the by doing actually some tweaking and the variation in the original product. So that's all we have to do as an entrepreneur to provide a variety, to provide a different portfolio of our product and services. So that's a rupees 175 for two. So this is the Azadi, I think, offered by her. What she said. This is an advice from Sarah Jahangir to young entrepreneurs. Do what you love to do. Always believe in yourself and do not be afraid of taking risks. Believe in your idea and they will work, but don't do it for the money. Always keep persisting and never lose hope. So this is a very beautiful message from Sarah. We actually, when we write a case study, normally so it's a complete case. It's a complete, I think 5, 6, 8 pages case. So we asked, say something for the upcoming entrepreneurs and for the aspiring entrepreneurs. So she shared this quote, wonderful quote with us. So Sarah actually took the responsibility not to only train the herdsmen, but she also worked for their well-being and for the uplifting of the entire community of the herdsmen. They introduced them a very advanced method of milk extracting with complete hygiene and the package with complete process of to keep the process very hygienic without actually the touch of the any human intervention. So she did work on it, and I think it was a wonderful initiative by her. So once again, it involves the pain of the society, the solution of the solution, pain, then the solution, and the uplifting of the society as well, and to give the product that is beneficial for the overall community as well. So you can link all these things. You can think on these lines as well. If there is a problem in the society, you can provide the solution. It's all up to you. It's all up to your need that you want to make it as a complete complete business model, or you want to do something to satisfy your inner self. It's your decision basically, that how much want to give you as a charity, as a sadqa, how you keep your profit margins very thin. These all are your own decision. Because there is a one theory involved in it, that's the theory of need. Or there is one another theory that you can study it later, theory of need, and by Maslow and by McClelland. Very interesting theory is that why are you doing things? You are doing something for the power, you are doing something for the affiliation, you are doing something for achievements. It's all up to you. It's your decision. And once more, the theory of need also expressed that when you are secure, when your basic need fulfilled, then you start thinking something for the community, for the society, when your own basic need fulfilled, right? So these are the things we need to reflect, to think, to have a thought process before initiating any entrepreneurial initiative. We have to work on our why we are doing this, how it will be beneficial for us, for our family, for the society, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with us if we are doing this thing. So I think that's all from my side for today. I hope. All right, all right. No, it says I just checked. It's hosted on some other website. I don't know why, or maybe she closed her business. I have no idea now, but she hosted on some platform. I think it's Wix or some other Wix site. Yes. Next Saturday class will be there. Yes, hopefully class will be there. Inshallah, inshallah. So if you have any question, you can ask me. I'm here for 2-3 more minutes. And if you don't have any question, you may leave. May you have a very blessed weekend and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Okay, Usman, you there? Usman? No? Alina, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just actually checking with you. I think Usman left.
Yes, ma'am.
Usman from our team person, Usman. I'm asking about him. So thank you very much for staying with me till now and for listening. Hopefully we will meet some other time, other day, or in any other setting. So should we leave now, Alina?
Yes, ma'am. Any
Ma'am,
questions? And
Yes. Yeah, is there
ma'am, I want to ask about the program, about you were telling that you teach in many cities about the entrepreneurship program. Like,
yeah.
what are the contents of, like, what you teach to the women? Like, if you can have the, if you can have the overview of that, it would be
Okay.
really good.
Okay, basically, we start with the self-discovery process. Means it's a self personality identification process, right? What's your personality is all about. Then we connect that personality with the effectuation process, right? So this is entire content. Then the personality identification, then the principle of effectuation, followed by so many case studies and the guest speaker sessions. Then we have a session on a quick session on marketing, quick session on you can say that the brand and how to start with your limited resources. So we actually cover all these things in 3 days workshop normally.
Ma'am, if a woman wants to launch like technology startup, like technology company, and in that workshop, like 5-day workshop, like how do you guys like provide her the necessary skills and the knowledge to do that? Because mostly women are not aware of those technology trends and advancements, so it's really hard for them to go into these areas. And specifically when they don't have the degree in the specific field, so how do you guys like uplift the passion for that?
Yes. I actually got invited a very interesting guest speaker for that technology part. And we used to invite for the area specific, especially like as you said, it's a technology one. So I invited the technology a guest speaker to facilitate our audience. Like I invited one guest, so she actually explained all the process of how to actually open the shop at the daraz. Because many of the women were asking how to open and how to operate our businesses on daraz and the difficulties they are facing. So in that guest speaker session, we actually with the complete actually pictures one after another, how to go there, how to enter this, how to pay fees, what hurdles you will face. So it explain the complete journey how to open something on the RAS. And similarly, we did some hands-on activities on the marketing tools as well. In this way, actually, we train because we have very limited time of 3 days. So in 3 days on the 5 day, it is not possibly actually to arrange a training like on the lab or things like that. So we actually basically the primarily goal is to give the mindset to start something, and then the world is open actually to explore the technological part and the other part. So many resources are already available free of cost. Like there are so many courses on the Coursera and the Udemy. They can take help from the free tools. So we give them, usually we give them flavors, so many flavors. You can pick, you can actually excel as per your requirement.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, how can we interact with you, like in person?
Yes, you can have my number, and we are planning to actually resume our sessions of GMAT in coming months. So maybe in December we will have a next season of GMAT. My number is self-discovery session here. All right, all right. Yes, it's one of my strength actually, because I'm working on the variable of identity. So this is one of my favorite topic, self-discovery or the entrepreneur or the identity basically. Yes, I can have a session on self-identity or the self-discovery. Let's see, I will discuss with Dr. Shahid how he can spare one more slot for me for a topic of the self-discovery, or maybe we will have in a separate sitting like I will discuss and will let you know in the group, right? Um, you can have my number. I'm in the WhatsApp group as well. For any kind of the personal coaching and mentoring, you can contact me. Or yes, I will think definitely about the self-discovery session, right? So because I like this idea. 0344, sorry, it's wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. 0344306861. This is me, Ambreen, right? So you can contact me anytime for any session, for any consultancy, for mentoring. Usually, I open up the slots for mentoring on Saturday and on weekends because other days I'm normally busy at a Kuwait and of course in my own PhD journey. So yes, right, Lida. So thank you very much once again. GCI 2, very energetic batch as told by Dr. Shahid that they all are the super duper charged up batch as compared to GCI 1. Thank you, thanks a lot. Hope to see you again with any other interesting topic. Abdul Rahman is with the daughter. Hello, baby. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, ma'am. She is the eldest one.
Oh, she's that as well. Okay. Okay. वो तो नहीं आई थी हमारे घर. I think that the younger one actually came, right?
जी जी.
Oh,
She is
right,
Muntaha
right,
and
right.
she is Mariam.
मरियम, कैसी है मरियम?
कैसी हैं आप?
ठीक है? स्कूल ठीक जा रहा है? स्कूल और उनके इश्यूज. स्कूल ठीक है? हेलो, स्कूल ठीक है? Is your school okay? All right? Happy?
Yeah.
Friends हैं? Do you have friends over there? Okay, that's good. That's good. चले जी. बहुत शुक्रिया आप लोगों का. कोई और बात है तो कर ले, फिर मैं जा रही हूँ. चले, बहुत शुक्रिया. अस्सलाम वालेकुम. Thank you very much. सर, बहुत शुक्रिया.
अल्लाह
Allah Hafiz.